Yeah, I'm sorry, I just forgot to start the recording. So I have just started it. So or maybe we missed some of the part of it. Yeah. So coming along, we have been connecting with people on many social media platforms. So you can see on LinkedIn, Twitter, Kaizala, and all. And additionally, we also have a website that we are making a public announcement today. So that's what we had an important announcement of the day that we have our own D365 Champs community portal open for all now. So please take out some time and do visit the site. It is yet another medium to keep us all connected at a common platform. So it says a lot about who we are and what we do. Updates of members in the community, any feedback, your queries, the knowledge sharing sessions which have been recorded, the events that we are coming up with, the blogs of other community members. You just name it and have it. We have all over there. And also, the registered members get to connect with other members. Needless to say, and we have the registration is free, so you'll just have to confirm your account through an activation link sent to you within 24 hours. For the members who might be interested in sharing their knowledge but don't have a clue where to begin with, worry not, we have got you. So start blogging here, create your own blogs for free, and start sharing. As a member, your opinion also matters. So if you have an idea, do share it here and we'll definitely look into it. After all, it is, as Dipesh says, to the techies, by the techies. Last but not the least, I would like to take an opportunity to thank our developer, Mayur Tekwani. He's not keeping well these days. It has been so he has been unable to join today. So here is a big shout out to Mayur for this immense contribution. Wish you a quick recovery, Mayur. And also thanking Sagar, Shalini, Dipesh, and Vivek for collaborating in making of this amazing portal. So that's all I had to say. So, champs, do visit the portal, start using, stay connected, and share your feedback. May the community grow beyond boundaries. Thank you. So, you can see the website link over here. You can surely go and visit and share your feedbacks. Thank you. And coming to the sponsors, we are generously thanking the Dynamicity for sponsoring the meetups and supporting us. Thank you. Uh, Srinath, over to you. You can take ahead from here.
Yeah, thank you, Preeti. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thanks for joining this meetup. And thanks you to the Venkat and Preeti and the sponsors, Dynamicity and Dynamic 365 Champs. So today I'm going to present, let me share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, today I'm going to share about Azure DevOps for Dynamic 365 and Power Platform. My introduction, I'm Srinath Pega. I'm working Dynamic 365 and Power Platform consultant over the 6 years. For the 2 years, I'm working on Azure DevOps for the Dynamic 365 and Power Platform. These are the my social links to reach out to me. I will be active LinkedIn and Twitter as well. I have a YouTube channel as well. So I posted a couple of videos about the Dynamics 365 and Azure DevOps as well. Just go and check it out, the channel as well. And I have GitHub repository as well. So I usually post some of the code repository and to any code things. And I have WordPress blog as well. I do blog some technical things about the Dynamic 365 and Power Platform as well. And this is a bit about the Azure DevOps portals. This is a website to go there and register for the portal of Azure DevOps. And this is handle for the Azure DevOps to keep update with the Microsoft. They will post things and we can get up to date. And this is the link for the forum and blog. And coming to the next slide, agenda. Today we are going to discuss about the Azure DevOps for the introduction, and I'm going to show the some pipelines for exporting and importing the solution over the environments. A little bit about the service connections as well. To export and import solutions over the environment, we need a connection in between them. So we need to discuss about that service connection as well, and exporting the solution and unpack. After that, we need to commit the solution into the repository. So that will also we'll going to see. And whatever the committed unpack solution, we need to pack it and again import into the down the line environments. So that is one more thing. And after that, we export the solution and as managed and unmanaged and putting into the artifacts, so that we can always be the old solutions in the artifacts. So that will be I will show you that one as well later. We going to import the solution with the release pipeline, taking that solution file from the artifacts to import the solution to the down the line environments. Yeah, a little bit introduction about the DevOps. DevOps is a software as a service, provides end-to-end DevOps tool chain for the developing and deploying software or solution over the environments. Azure DevOps pipelines, language, Power Platform, and it helps to implement the CI/CD process for the applications. It provides you the cloud-hosted Git repositories, and if use the CI/CD process with the Azure DevOps, we can avoid the human errors. If we use the manual process, may chance to catch with the errors. So that will be it's not to go with the enterprise level. So that helps with this automated CI/CD process. So for this, Microsoft introduced Power Platform build tools. So in the late 2019, Microsoft released the Power Apps build tools. So it was in a preview mode. Early 2020, it was renamed to Power Platform build tools. Now it has 12 tasks for this tool. Microsoft still adding couple of tasks for this add-in. This tool is completely free. We can install into our DevOps portal with from App Source, and it has different tasks for the set solution version and export and import package deployer and who I am and delete the solution. So couple of tasks for there in the add-in. So we can use those tasks. Will develop a pipeline for this one. So just I'm going to demonstrate this structure of implementation for the CI/CD over the environment. So one build pipeline going to export the solution from dev environment, and it will unpack the solution and commit into the repository. Soon after, it will go into a pack the solution where we committed our solution into the repository. Then after packing the solution, it will import into the build environment with the unmanaged mode. Then yeah, it will import unmanaged mode. Then we'll export unmanaged and managed solution, and with the same build pipeline, we are going to put into the Azure artifacts. If anything goes wrong or any implementation went wrong, we can roll back the changes, because still we are dealing with unmanaged solution. We can delete the whatever the solution in the build environment, so we can import the same solution back to the build environment. We got our solutions in the artifacts, so we can pick the solution artifacts from the release pipeline to import into the test or UAT or prod environment with managed solutions. So for that, we need to have a release pipeline. So it will going to be pick the managed solution from the artifacts and import into the environment. Yeah, that will be import. Even here also we can, if anything goes wrong or implementation went wrong, then we can delete the solution as well. We can import the same managed solution. For this one, we have a task for the to delete the solution, for delete solution task. So for that, we need to have one more build pipeline to delete that one. So this is the process I'm going to demonstrate. So get into the demo. Yep, this is my DevOps portal. These are my projects. So let me open my projects. To create a build pipeline to export a solution and unpack the solution. To click on the pipeline, just click on a pipeline. Click on a new. Use classic editor. Yeah, here team project, which is MSD1 365. So base repository is same name, have project name. So I'm selecting the same repository, and branch also main branch. I'm going to create a build pipeline with the main branch. So it's recommended to create a pipeline in the main branch. So click on empty job. Let's give the name for this build pipeline. I follow like naming conventions. Project name dot deploy. Click on save. And first and foremost thing, we need to click on this agent job one, and it will open the some properties of this agent job. And if we go down, it will show you this allow scripts to access the auth token. This has to be checked in to avoid some script errors. So let's click on save. Now we need to add the task to perform our operations. So click on here to add the task. So we need to add this tool installer very beginning, because this is the main task to perform related all the Power Platform operations. So next we need to export our solution. And then we need to unpack the solution as well. So this way we need to add the task for the pipeline, and it's need some settings as well. So here I need to talk about this service connection. This is service connection to connect the environment where we need to export the solution. It has two types of service connection, which is username and password, no MFA support. And another one is a service principal and client secret with the MFA. So if we actually this one is Microsoft removed this username and password, and some reason this is not working with the trial environments. Asking some issues. So I'm going with the service principal with the MFA. So click on the managed. It will take us to the service connection window. So these are like I have created a couple of service connections. To create a service connection for MFA, click on the new service connection. select Power Platform type, click on next. It asking the server URL, means the environment URL where you want to export the solution from. So this is my environment. So this is a dev environment, so I'm exporting. So I need to take this URL and paste here, tenant ID as well. So for that, I created app resource in the Active Directory. So it has the application ID and direct tenant ID and object ID. So I need to give the tenant ID, application ID as well. So it needs a client secret ID as well. So for that, it has a client secrets key as well. Actually, when we create a key for this app, this we need to able to see after we close and reopen, it will be become disabled. So I already created for this service connection for this ALM dev. So if I open this service connection, it will ask the secret key, but right now I don't have, so I'm not going to open that one. So this is how this service connection will be created, and this service connection being used one user in the system. So that user will be created in the system as well, but that user doesn't have the license for the CRM. He is going to be like application user, still he have admin role, but with that credential it doesn't going to be logged into the system, which means the service connections are basically non-interactive accounts, even though having the admin role. Let me open that service connection for this dev environment. So yeah, it meanwhile we'll go to the pipeline. So for this demo, I got created one pipeline. So this is a PowerShell script add-in. It has some script to when the solution got committed into the repo, it will maintain the dates, and for this is the format of date. So for this script, I just added to this pipeline, but if it is not having also no issues, it will maintain the date as well, but I just formatted the date. As I mentioned, this is the task is very important to execute all the tasks for this Power Platform. So coming to the export task, and it asking solution name, I gave the service connection as well, which I created in the service connection window, and I'm giving the variable solution name. So this solution name variable, it's taking the value from variable tab. Here I added ALM fundamental solution group. This is a solution name variable as well as value for this variable. So this solution name is getting from here to here. So solution name ALM fundamentals. Then solution got exported, and where needs to be exported. So this is the file to export this directory, build.artifacts staging directory. So where this solution exported with the unmanaged mode. So our solution got exported, and we need to unpack it. Where we exported, this is a directory. So to unpack it, we need to get the same directory with that file. So this is a solution input file for this unpack, and this is a directory to unpack it. So build.source directory solution name, which is coming from the variable section. So here solution also got unpacked. We need to commit this unpacked solution into the repository where the pipeline got created. So for that, I added this command line script. So this is the script to commit unpacked solution into the repository. So it has some username and it something like a git commands, current date and everything push into the master. So things like that. And it now the solution got exported and unpacked and committed into the repository as well with the unpacked mode. Now we need to pack it where we got unpacked. This is a folder, so we need to pick that unpacked solution. So source, we need to supply the same folder where we got unpacked. So for packing also we need to give the same folder. So I gave the same directory for this packing task. And after packing, where we need to put the solution file again. So this is a directory. We need to put the same solution. If you see this directory and export directory will be the same, because where we need to export or after packing the solution, only the directory we need to use it. This is a base directory to place the solutions. So it got packed, and unmanaged packed solution will be placed here, and we need to import from packed solution to build environment. So it got packed here. We need to pick the same location. It got picked from there, and it also need a service connection where we need to import our solution, which means which environment we want to import the solution got packed from here. So I gave the service connection which is ALM built, and it will import here the solution from here. Then it's recommended to publish customizations after import. So we got imported our unmanaged solution getting from packed solution to build environment. So that's why we are publishing this same build environment. After that, I'm exporting the solution with the unmanaged again from build environment. Since we are exported solution and unpacked it, and it committed into the repository, then we packed it, and then we imported into the build environment. Again we are exporting from same build environment. I added two tasks for the this is unmanaged solution is exporting, and this task for exporting a managed solution. So only the one differences for this is it has only the underscore managed dot zip. Unmanaged solution will only name dot zip. So only that difference, but rest of the things will be the same. So we got exported two solutions from build environment, which one is unmanaged, another one is a managed. So we need to place these two exported files into the artifacts. So I added this. We can this will come automatically, but we can change this folder name if we want. But I just kept as it is. So if we go pipeline history, so here published artifacts are 1 and consumed 1. If we open this, so where artifacts folder name is drop. So if we expand, we can see two solution, which is unmanaged. This is unmanaged solution. This one is. We go to the consumed one. This is where we unpacked solution, and we committed in the repository, right? So that is repository is consuming this artifacts. So that's why it's coming here. Now we having the solutions unmanaged and managed, exported from the build environment. Now we need to import into the environment, test or UIT or production. For that we need to have release pipeline. So for that needs to go to here and click on a new pipeline. Click on empty job. Let's close this. It asking artifacts. So click on artifacts. So to select which build pipeline having the artifacts. So ALM dot this one, and default version. It's recommended to use the latest one, because after running this pipeline needs to execute release pipeline as well. While that time needs to pick the latest artifacts, the solution exported from the build environment. So let it be latest artifact. If we any specific reason, we can have old version also we can import. And this is alias name for this artifacts. If you want to give any name, it doesn't matter, just because we are getting the artifacts from the build environment, so I'm giving just build. So click on add, and now we need to create a release pipeline to import solution from build environment to test or UIT. So click on add job one. Same as like build pipeline. We need to select the both tokens. Click on select. So for this, we need to import our solution from artifacts. For this, we need to have task for that. First and foremost thing, we need to add the Power Platform task as well. Tool installer. Let me add that one, and import solution. After import, we need to publish our customizations. Click on add. So let's give the name. So it's asking some settings needs to be done. So which service connection it's required, means which environment we want to import the solution. So we need to give that service connection to connect data environment. So refresh it. I created already a service connection for the UIT. So let's select that one. And solution file, which solution file we want to pick from the artifacts. So click on this elect. So this linked artifacts folder name we gave build. Click on OK. Expand the drop folder. So if you want port managed solution or unmanaged, so whatever we can select. So let me select managed solution. So this is the directory getting the managed solution from the artifacts. And after import, we need to publish the environment, give the service connection as well, and click on save. Yeah, it's saved. Here one thing we need to give variable as well. Again, variable group. Click on save. Yep, release pipeline also got created. We can give the name as well if we want. To run this pipeline, release pipeline, to click on the create, it will import the solution to the test UAT. The file getting exported solution from build artifacts. So this how the solution export and import from build to release. Here we can set up the things. If we enable this after successful run of this build pipeline, automatically this will also will start executing, and we can post deployment. We can give the approval. If we select this one, we need to give the approval persons. So after approval only, then this release pipeline will start executing. So this how automatically will trigger the release pipeline from build pipeline successful execution. And one more thing, already created a release pipeline for that one as well. So it got executed actually. And one more thing which I mentioned, we got exported and unpacked it and committed into the repository. So this is the repository where I got created my build pipeline. So how this unpacked solution will be looks like in the repository. For example, this solution we targeted, it has folder wise component folders. Entities will have entities, whatever the components. We can see when it got changed and things like that. It has if in the solution, if have any apps, it will have in the app modules for model driven apps. And if any canvas apps, we can have a separate folder for that one as well. It will contains things like this. If any changes done in the development, if we export and import, it will shows, we can see the comparison as well. So right now I didn't made any changes from latest commit. So if it is any changes, it will show red and green. If it is a green, then it will be new feature. Red means it will be deleted from old to new. So that's how we can monitor how the changes are going in the development process. So yeah, that's all from my end. We can take any couple of questions or
Yeah, thank you, Srinath. There was one question
yes.
by Ramesh. So, is there any possibility of implementing this DevOps for SSIS related?
SSIS reports, right? Or
No, no, SSIS packages will be written in on the top of D365 CRM, right?
yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So for that, actually, let me show that package deployer task will be there, and we can use that deploy package. So we can use this task to deploy any packages over the environment. So if it any package, we can add this task as well.
Ramesh, if you're on a call, just you can unmute and ask your queries if we have understood the same thing which you wanted to ask. I don't think we have.
Will show you how to create a service connections. Actually, I'm exporting and importing solutions from different tenants actually. So for that, I need to use a service connection only, because I don't think password, username and password will works, because trial environment only gives one environment. So for that reason, I created a service connections. To create a service connection, uh, we need to have one user in the Active Directory. So one second, yeah, let me open this. So this user doesn't have a Dynamic 365 license, means this user does not have permission to log into the system, but we can have this ID into the Dynamics with the help of Active Directory. Go to the click on the Active Directory, where we can create app registration. I already have Azure DevOps apps registration. So click on new registration, give some name. So based on this type of service connection you want to connect, if environments are in a single tenant, this will be useful, because right now I'm moving the solution in a different tenants. So I'm going with this option. I'm let it be. Just click on the register. Now app got registered with the client ID and tenant ID and object ID as well. We need to have API permissions. So click on API permissions. So here a couple of APIs providing Microsoft. Click on add permissions. So we are going to create a service connection with the Dynamics CRM. So select this, select the delegated permissions, click on select, add permissions. Grant admin permissions, yes, click on. Yeah, now this app registration got permissions. I'll go to the overview. With the help of this, we can add the user in the Dynamics, but the user no need to have any license for the Dynamics. Let me go to the security. users. Select the application user view. I already created an application user for this pipeline. So to create a few more service connections, click on new.
Sorry to interrupt you, Srinath.
Yeah,
Time
yeah,
check.
yep.
Meanwhile, it is loading, right? Can you take one question
Yeah, sure,
from
sure.
Ahmad Sardar? So Sardar Ahmad, you can unmute and you can ask your query.
Okay. Hi, Srinath.
Hi.
Actually, I have a question. Like, won't we have the naming conflict when we pack the solution with the same name at the same location where we have exported it in the build
Yes,
pipeline? Or will
yes.
it all right?
Yeah, if you using the same name, same solution, it will override. If something name will be different, it will be create a new folder with the say that solution name.
Okay.
Does that helps?
Yeah, that is fine.
Yeah, if we because we are exporting the same solution or unpacking and committing to the same solution where we previously committed, right? It automatically will overrides and it will show the changes as well from last committed and recent commit. We can see the component wise changes.
Okay.
I will show that.
I have one more question over here.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I have like we are unpacking the solution again, repacking the same solution, right? Like any specific reason we're doing it? Like as soon as we extract it, we are not promoting it to next instances.
Just making a solution in the repository as a a backup as a code repository as we maintain for the coding, right? So something like that. If anything solution breakage or anything, so same solution we got unpacked into the repository. Anytime we can pack it and move forward either unmanaged or managed. We can get it from there at any cost rather than depending on the only the development environment.
Oh,
Yeah, the previous question like it will overwrite or not. So can you see this? All the components are packed with the different folders. So latest changes yesterday. This got 2 hours ago. If we expand this, only which component is updating, only that component will going to be updated.
Okay.
See this got removed and things like this. So we can see like what things are changing and what things are we are removing from old to new. It added new features. So it means a new line got added. It will be +1 green. If anything got removed, the fields are, if we remove this line, it will going to get +1 in a red color.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, we have another question. How a field deletion can be handled?
Okay, so in the dev environment, if we delete a field, if we want to delete in the manage solution same component, we need to go with the upgrade process, unless it won't delete in the manage solution. For that, we need to create an upgrade task as well. Since we have upgrade task, solution upgrade task. Only in that case only it will be deleted, otherwise it's not.
Okay. In the same way, field type change with the same name also.
Because it won't move, right? Same name with the I didn't know your question. Same name with a
Okay.
different.
See, I have created an field. Okay, I have created an field with
Mhm.
one particular type. With
Mhm.
one particular type.
Mhm.
Later, again, I have changed the type of that particular field by deleting the first one. So, how can we handle this in the DevOps?
Okay, means you got created one field with a one particular type, but you want to create the same name with a different type.
Right, right. Just a business scenario is generally a field with two options will be created, but after that the customer will come up saying that I need more options. Then we will end up by adding the multi option set or
Yes, yes, yes.
that kind of stuff.
Yep, yep. Since if we want to change the field type, we need to delete the. If we want to change the field type, we can have go with the new field with a different schema. Either if you want to go with the same schema with the different type, you have to end up with the delete that old field. So after that you need to upgrade to delete the same old field down the line until the production. Soon after you are going to create an same schema with the two options set to multi whatever the type you want to go it, we can go forward for that
Yeah.
also.
Okay, so Srinath, I had asked this question because it comes many times. So I wanted to know from the build tool perspective, Deepesh here. I
Yeah.
I also wanted to, in the same way, when it is production, normally, let's say some field is being discontinued. So I understood like how the build tool will handle the scenario of removal. Is there a way to archive the field? I mean, automatically. Well, what happens is, let's say 2 or 3 fields no more used in business, right? Before taking
Yes,
it out, let's say these are master tables, right? Many times it happens they are to be removed. So
exactly.
is there a way to archive it also within the Power App? I mean, let's say I just have few hundred rows, right? So to archive it using the build tools and then delete.
uh, I don't think that will be a thing, because as I mentioned just previously, if we want to delete, just we need to delete in the dev environment, and we can have that log in the repository where the field got deleted or when got deleted, by who got deleted. Everything got monitored in the repository. If you want to delete anything, no matter it's a field or anything in the managed solution, we should go with the upgrade only. So only by that process only the components will be deleted in the managed environment. So unmanaged, it's we can go and delete. That's not a big deal, because managed solution, every component will have say individual managed layer. We can't get deleted with that layer.
Yeah. So like for archival, it has to be planned before all this automation. So there is nothing like, hey, I can come and archive just 50 rows with whatever the values are there in the master in the automation, and then I go and do a upgrade and delete. I have to plan anytime you plan, we have to plan the archival separately, right? That's
Yes,
correct.
yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That we need to separate and do this deletion process. We need to upgrade, but that will be some risky job. Why? Because if we want to upgrade the managed solution, what it does, we need to increase the solution version in the dev environment and export it. It will ask you the in the manual mode, it will ask you the stage upgrade and override the things. By that one, what it does in the managed environment, it will delete the old environment, which means older version. For example, in the production, solution version is 1000, but we are supposed to install the solution 1100. it is upgrading, which mean in the server side the old solution, which is 100 solution, will going to be deleted, and a new solution will be going to be placed at the managed environment, which is 100. Why? Because all managed solution will be covered in one managed layer. Under that, every components will covered with every managed layer as well. So if it is not something like that, if every solution will going to be sit on top of base solution, which is the old solution, sometimes the changes also never reflect in the production. So that's
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Srinath. We are running out of time now,
yeah,
so we
yeah,
might have to close it for now. Any more queries, you can directly connect to the speaker, and I'm sure he will be more than happy to answer, right?
yes, exactly. Thank you,
Yeah.
Preeti.
Yeah. Okay, so Champs, I think you must have enjoyed this session, and thanks for making it interactive, and thank you for joining everyone here. And just a small recap that along with the session, we also have the Power Up trivia going on, and we are already 2 weeks into the round one. So just go ahead and register and take part in that quiz. It is really going to be amazing. Venkat, would you like to add anything? Okay, no worries. I think he might have some connection issues. So, thank you, Srinath, for joining today on this meetup. And thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Preeti. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for the great session, team. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you.
Srinath. I think this must have taken a lot of efforts, but thanks a lot for the wonderful session. If someone can stop the recording, please.
Yes, I'm doing.